You need to be in this position to be powerful, and you can't. Here's what you can do to improve this position and tap into your power. I was talking to a garage strength patient athlete of mine, and we were discussing dorsiflexion with big toe extension and how you can tap into your power when you need it through your rotation. I came up with these 4 movements in this particular order to help you decrease friction, improve your strength, your mobility, and improve your power. Let's get into it. So first thing I'm gonna use is a ball to massage through the bottom of my foot and into my calf. I'm gonna use a vibrating massage ball. This particular one is from Hyperice, the Mini Sphere. It's our personal favorite at the price point that it is, but you could use anything you have to get this job done, even if it doesn't vibrate. But if it does vibrate, you'll get more from it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the floor, and I would turn on the vibration in this case, and then I'm going to roll through my foot, spending about 2 minutes or so in this first part of 4 exercises to loosen up the connective tissue in my foot. One of the reasons why you might not be able to get into the position you need with dorsiflexion and toe extension could be that you are just too tight and you don't have the intersegmental movement you need between each of the joints of your foot and at your ankle. So after I've rolled through here for a while, you're gonna get on the ground, get that ball vibrating if possible again, and then you're gonna hold through different spots along the calf, and you can even try to get into the position that you need, moving in and out. So I'm gonna go into dorsiflexion with a little inversion in my foot while I am pushing my body weight into the spots that hurt the most. Find those knotted up trigger points, hold them, right there's going for me, and then you're gonna dorsiflex and invert. So bring my toes towards me, rotate my foot in. Try to get your ankle and foot into the position that you need it to be in while you're doing this. That's a good spot. So you're going to spend about 2 to 3 minutes or so working through the lower leg. You can do both sides, but if you want to prioritize the single side that you need for the asymmetrical activity you're doing, you can do so in the interest of saving some time. So after I've sufficiently spent a couple minutes getting through the bottom of my foot and my calf, we're going to move on. After we have loosened up our foot and ankle and calf with the ball, we are going to stretch in that position. So I have a little portable block. I'm going to use that to get some dorsiflexion, some toe extension, and then I'm going to bring my knee over front of my ankle. The reason why I want a bent knee like this and I want extension through my big toe here and the rest of my toes too is I am trying to replicate this position, right? So to replicate that, I need to bend my knee, extend my toes. The muscle that is the soleus is an ankle and calf muscle, but to get to it, you need to have a bent knee. Because your leg is not straight like this while you're in this position, which I don't even know how to do it with a straight leg. If my knee were straight, that would be gastroc, that would be the big calf muscle, but because it's bent, we're actually getting into the soleus, so you can play around with where your front foot's at to get more out of it. Once you feel confident that you're in that stretch, you're gonna hold it for about 60 seconds or so. Make sure your knee and your positioning looks like how you would want it to look if you were to recreate this in the middle of your throw. For the third exercise in the series of movements we're gonna do, we're gonna go to a familiar and favorite of mine where you can strengthen your leg by using a band and tapping into that exact range of motion that you need again at your foot and your ankle. But again, remember, we want toe extension with this movement, so I'm gonna add some resistance using this band right over my toes. I'm gonna pull them back this way, and I'm gonna again have my knee bent because your knee has to be bent in your throw. So get that knee angle to a place that you feel replicates your position, and then plantar flex and invert. So toes down, and I'm bringing it in. The reason why I'm focusing on the in part is because this helps me to also strengthen my arch, not just my soleus in this case. So plantar flex down, invert this way. I'm using for this motion a rock floss muscle floss band. It's actually a really great way to get another use out of the band that you may already have. I highly recommend getting a muscle floss band. It's something that you're going to use a lot of, especially if you follow us. I will show you how to use this a million different ways. You will be like MacGyver with a muscle floss band. So I recommend doing about 10 to 15 reps. These 4 exercises we're going to repeat 3 or 4 times depending on how much time you have. So you'll get 3 or 4 sets of this in total. The 4th and final exercise that I'm going to show you is a heel-toe slide that looks something like you may have seen at a wedding. So follow along. It seems ridiculous, but it's a really great way of getting up on your toes and strengthening every muscle at your foot and at your ankle. So up on your toes, shimmying over, back and forth. Now remember, it's important that you get all the way up onto your toes. So pick your heels up, rotate, pick your toes up, rotate. Going a little slow, so up and over. Now, it's not about speed, it's about control. So if you can move a little more slowly, good. About this kind of pace, you want to do about 10 reps, 5 in each direction for every set that we do. Coming back and forth. For a little extra out of this, you could focus a little bit more on getting your knees up and out over your toe through this. So instead of having my legs nice and straight, I'm actually going to let my knees be bent while I get up, because again, your knee is going to have to be bent when you're throwing at the end of your rotation. Perform these 4 movements 3 to 4 sets, and in this exact order, because what we're doing is we're breaking up stiffness, we're increasing range of motion, we're isolating strength and stability at your foot and ankle, and then we are integrating that whole thing together using the Mobility Doc primer method, so that way you are layering on the patterns you need to be able to be in that position. So it doesn't matter if you only do all the strength in the world. All the single leg squats, all the Bulgarian split squats in the world will not help you to be up in this position if you lack the physical ability to just be in that position because you're too tight. Do these 4 exercises in this exact order for 3 to 4 sets. It'll take you maybe 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer till you're used to it. Do it just before you train. You do it that way, you will see massive changes very quickly. Do it every single day, even if you're not training. You can place it wherever you want in your day, just get it done. Leave us some comments, send us a message, share this with your friends, give us some feedback, help us to help you better. I'm Doc John from Mobility Doc. Thank you for watching.